Talking about influence, next important tip, be your own influencer. The internet is great because if you know something and you want to do a blog that 100,000 people read, you can. But the internet is also great for people who don't know much, but who are really good with the camera and who wear a funny hoodie. And they call themselves influencers. But when you really check what they're saying, most of it doesn't hold. And that's why it should go straight into a bin. And that's why I call them binfluencers. And here are some great examples, my favorite examples. Okay, it's all about creating a perfect, a wonderful customer experience. Okay, United Airlines, you know, the one that drags passengers out of planes and kills their pets, just had a record year. Never flown as many passengers before, ever. And every single week, thousands of people are queuing up for the privilege to be humiliated by a Ryanair crew just to save some bucks. Here's the brutal truth about customer experience. Customers and companies have one joint objective: more at lower costs. Exactly the same objective. And I tell you what, depending on the industries, depending on the offers, people love a great experience, but they'll just do without it if the price is right. It's not that simple. Okay, how about this? Brand engagement is the new currency. Brand engagement is the new currency. Well, which are the fastest growing retail chains in food? It's Aldi and Lidl. And trust me, nobody wants to engage with the Aldi brand, ever. In fact, you'd have to pay people money for them to read an Aldi blog. And most people I know would rather hide the logo on the bag. But people know they go there, and each time they do, there's good stuff at a low price. People don't engage with brands. People engage with things that matter to them. And commercial offers aren't always topping that list, whatever your content influencer tells you. I have one more. This is actually quite brand new. It's brand new. It's this. Modern marketing is all about getting people to spend more time with your brand. I like this. Now, the biggest success in consumer goods in the last couple of years that I know is the Dollar Shave Club. Big brand, built from nothing. You know what the promise is of the Dollar Shave Club? You can now spend less time with your shaver brand. That's the reality. It's not how it works. And finally this one, brick and mortar retail is dead. Well, Amazon keeps opening stores. They bought Whole Foods. Best Buy, electronic chain, just had a record year. And Tesla, after publicly announcing they close all stores, a week later made a U-turn and say now all the stores will stay. The thing is this, yes, online is growing, and yes, it's hard on the high street, and yes, people have lost touch with brands like Marks and Spencer's and Sears and others. But the point is, in Europe, brick and mortar retail is still over 80% of the business. And there is a lot of money to be made in brick and mortar retail. That is, if the marketers get it right, and that's you. So, step number one is unfollow the binfluencers. It's quite important, unfollow the binfluencers. That's the first thing you do. And then you become your own influencers. And how you do this? It's very simple. Think about your industry and make your list of the 5, the 7, the 10 truths. The truths that matter. Why do people buy? Why do they come again? Why do they buy more? What are competitors doing? What's happening in technology? What's happening in the retail landscape? My list is not complete, and my list is not your list. As an influencer, you build your own list. You find your own truth. And once you know, you spread the truth. And this will make you a true influencer. Now here's a watch out. If people like you, people with substance, are going around and talking, there's a risk that people will give you the label boring. But you know what? If doing the right things means you're less sexy, well, that's what you get paid for. And secondly, you could still wear a funny hoodie if you want to. Okay, I want to end with a short story that to me captures the essence of what we have talked about today. A couple of weeks ago in Paris, a gentleman by the name of Monsieur Le Beurre wanted to board a bus, a public bus. And the other passengers didn't make space. Now what you need to know is Monsieur Le Beurre is in a wheelchair. Nobody made space, although there was space. The driver saw this and he took a very brave action. He made an announcement and said, "This bus ends here, everybody get off." Now this is Paris, people were shouting, but of course eventually they got off the bus. And when everybody was off, the driver invited Monsieur Le Beurre to board the bus, closed the door and drove him to his destination. That's what change leaders do. The path to success for yourself, for the clients you work for the firms you work for, is not in your job description. It's in your hearts and it's in your minds.